Good morning, Sarah. How can I assist you today?
Good morning, Miss Johnson. I am having trouble understanding the present indefinite tense. Could you explain it to me?
Of course, Sarah. The present indefinite tense is used to talk about actions or events that are habitual, routine, or general truths. It describes something that happens regularly or something that is a permanent fact.
I see. Could you give me some examples?
Certainly. For example, I eat breakfast every morning. Here, eat is the present indefinite tense, describing a habitual action. Another example is the earth revolves around the sun. Revolves describes a permanent fact.
Okay, I think I understand the concept. But how do we form sentences in the present indefinite tense?
Good question. In the present indefinite tense, we use the base form of the verb for all subjects except for the third person singular, where we add an s or s to the verb. For example, I eat. You eat. We eat. But he eats and she eats.
So, I need to be careful when it comes to the third person singular?
Exactly. Pay attention to the subject. When it's a singular third-person noun or pronoun, you add an s or s to the verb. For example, she works. He goes. The dog barks.
That makes sense. Are there any other rules I should keep in mind?
Yes, there are a few more rules. When the subject is plural, we use the base form of the verb without any changes. For example, they work. We play. Also, remember that the verbs do and have are exceptions in the present indefinite tense. For the third person singular, we use does and has instead of do and have.
Okay, got it. So, if I want to ask a question in the present indefinite tense, what should I do?
When forming a question, we usually start with an auxiliary verb, do, and use the base form of the main verb. For example, do you like ice cream? Does she play the piano? The auxiliary verb do changes depending on the subject, while the main verb remains in the base form.
That's helpful. And how about negative sentences?
In negative sentences, we use the auxiliary verb do or does followed by not in the base form of the verb. For example, I do not like broccoli. He does not watch TV. Do not contracts to don't, and does not contracts to doesn't in informal speech.
Thank you, Miss Johnson. I feel much clearer about the present indefinite tense now.
You're welcome, Sarah. I'm glad I could help. Remember to practice using the present indefinite tense in your writing and speaking. The more you use it, the more natural it will become. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me anytime.
I will. Thank you again for your guidance.
We hope you thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. If you're eager to further enhance your English skills, we warmly invite you to subscribe to our channel. If you found value in this video, we kindly request you to share it with a friend who might also benefit from it. Thank you sincerely for your unwavering support. Your encouragement means the world to us. Take care and keep learning.